You know, there's something I've been thinking about lately, something I'll bet crosses your mind too. Have you ever woken up, made your tea, and found yourself missing the sound of a good friend's laughter? Or maybe you've noticed how quiet the house feels now, even when the sun's shining through the window. It's a funny thing about getting older. Sometimes, without us even realizing it, our world can start to feel a little smaller. But here's what I want to share with you today. That quietness. It's not just about missing company. It's about something much bigger, something science is shouting from the rooftops. Staying connected to others isn't just nice after 75. It's one of the most powerful tools we have to keep ourselves healthy, sharp, and full of life. In fact, research shows that strong social ties can add years to our lives, years that protect our minds and bodies in ways medicine alone can't. Now, I know what you might be thinking. Easier said than done. Maybe you've lost touch with old friends. Maybe getting out feels harder these days. Or maybe you're just not sure where to start. That's exactly why we're talking today. Over this series, I'll walk you through 5 simple, joyful ways to weave more connection into your life. No fancy gadgets or exhausting commitments required. Just real, human moments that light you up from the inside. So, let's begin with the first, and, I think, most beautiful way. Rekindling old friendships. Think about someone from your past who used to make you smile. Childhood pal, a former coworker, or even a cousin you haven't seen in years. Time and distance might have pulled you apart, but here's the wonderful secret. Those roots still run deep. I remember my neighbor, Martha. At 82, she dug out an old address book and sent a short letter to her college roommate, just saying, "I've been thinking of you." 2 weeks later, a 5-page reply arrived, full of stories and photos. Now they video call every Sunday. You don't need a grand gesture. Start small. A note in the mail, "Saw this card and thought of us picking strawberries that summer." Or a phone call, "Heard our song on the radio today. How have you been?" It's like tending a garden. A little water, a little sunlight, and before you know it, something beautiful grows again. And that brings us to our second way. Using technology as your bridge, not your barrier. I hear so many folks say, "Oh, all that tech stuff is for the grandkids." But what if I told you it's actually your golden ticket to the people you love? Take my friend Roy. At 78, he felt isolated when his son's family moved across the country. Then his grandson set up a tablet for him. Now, Roy joins his family's weekly virtual dinner every Friday. He even waves at his great-grandbaby's first steps. You don't need to master everything. Just one tool, whether it's a simple video call app or even sharing photos via email, can open the world. Ask a loved one to show you the ropes over coffee. Or check your local library. Many offer free tech classes for seniors. The goal isn't to become an expert. It's to hear your granddaughter say, "Grandpa, look what I drew for you," in real time. It's not about screens, it's about hearts. Now, both of these paths, reaching back to old friends and gently embracing new tools, share something special. They remind us that connection isn't about doing more, it's about feeling more. More joy, more belonging, more "I'm not alone in this." And trust me, the ripple effects of these small steps, they're extraordinary. Better sleep, brighter moods, even a stronger immune system. It's like your soul gets a daily vitamin. But here's the truth, the journey doesn't stop here. Because sometimes, the most surprising connections come when we step just a little outside our front door, even welcome the world inside. And that's where we'll go next. Because life after 75 isn't about slowing down, it's about living more. And together, we're just getting started. You know, after we talked about reaching back to old friends and dipping our toes into some gentle technology, I found myself thinking about my neighbor, Helen. She's 81, sharp as a tack, but she told me something that really stuck. She said, "Some days, the silence in these four walls gets so loud, I just need to hear life happening." Doesn't that just capture it? Sometimes, what we crave isn't just a specific person, but the gentle hum of being part of something bigger. That feeling of belonging, of being woven into the fabric of the community around us. And that brings us beautifully to our third way to stay connected. Finding your place in the rhythm of your community. Think about it. Our towns, our neighborhoods, our local centers, they're full of little pulses of life just waiting for us to join in. It doesn't have to be a huge commitment or something that wears you out. It's about finding those small, regular gatherings that feel like slipping into a comfortable chair. Maybe it's the weekly coffee morning down at the community center. You walk in, someone says, "Glad you made it, Doris." Saved you a seat, and suddenly, you're not just Doris sitting alone at home. You're Doris, who always has a funny story about her cat, or Doris, who gives the best gardening advice. Or perhaps, it's joining a gentle exercise class designed for folks like us. Water aerobics, Tai Chi in the park, even a seated yoga group. You're not just moving your body, you're sharing smiles, a bit of friendly encouragement. "You've got this, George." Maybe even a chuckle when someone wobbles. That shared experience, that little spark of camaraderie, it builds something special over time. You start looking forward to seeing familiar faces. You notice if someone's missing and ask about them next time. That's connection blooming right there. Remember my friend Roy from last time, with his virtual dinners? Well, his local library started a memory lane. Book club. They read novels set in different decades, and afterwards, they share their own memories from those times. Roy went, a little hesitant at first. Now, he's the first one there, ready to talk about driving his first car in the 50s or seeing Elvis on TV. He told me, hearing others remember things I lived through. It makes me feel real again. Like my story matters. That's the magic. Your presence, your memories, your simple good morning. They are a gift to your community. You belong there. Now, this sense of belonging naturally leads us to our fourth, powerful connection tool. Sharing your unique gifts through volunteering. I know, the word volunteering might sound daunting. Maybe you picture long hours on your feet or complicated tasks. But let me reframe it for you. Volunteering after 75 isn't about duty or adding stress. It's about finding small, meaningful ways to share the incredible wealth of experience, wisdom, and simple kindness you've gathered over a lifetime. It's about planting seeds of hope and connection and watching something beautiful grow, both for others and for yourself. Think about what lights you up inside. What skills or joys do you have that could bring a smile to someone else? Maybe you have a green thumb. Could you help pot seedlings once a week for the community garden project? You're not just planting flowers. You're planting beauty for everyone to enjoy and chatting with fellow gardeners while you do it. Maybe you love to knit or crochet. Imagine joining a group that makes tiny hats for newborns at the local hospital. Your hands create warmth and comfort, and your heart connects with others who share that quiet, creative purpose. Perhaps your gift is simply your time and your listening ear. Many places, like libraries, hospitals, or senior centers, welcome volunteers to read aloud to children, or to sit and chat with residents who might not have many visitors. Your presence, your stories, your genuine interest, they can be a lifeline. My dear friend Marge, bless her, started volunteering at the animal shelter once a week, just sitting and gently petting the older cats, who needed calm companionship. She told me, those purrs, they vibrate right through you. And the staff, they've become like family. We laugh about the cat's silly antics. She found purpose, connection with the animals, and connection with the people caring for them. The key is to find something that fits your energy and brings you joy. It shouldn't feel like a chore. Start small, an hour a week, or even once a fortnight. Talk to the volunteer coordinator. Be honest about what you feel comfortable doing. You might be surprised at how perfectly they can match your interests and abilities. And remember, the benefit flows both ways. Studies show that regular, meaningful volunteering can boost our mood, give us a stronger sense of purpose, and yes, even contribute to better physical health. When we give our time and attention, we receive so much back in connection and well-being. So, whether it's finding your regular spot in a community group or discovering a gentle way to share your unique gifts, these paths are about stepping into the flow of life around you. They remind us that we are valuable, needed, and deeply connected threads in the tapestry of our community. And that feeling, it's pure gold for our hearts and our longevity. It's truly wonderful how these connections weave together, isn't it? From old friends to new technology, from community rhythms to sharing our gifts. But there's one more beautiful, often surprising, source of vibrant connection waiting for us. One that brings a special kind of energy and reminds us that life is always unfolding, always renewing. We'll discover that final piece together. That surprising source of vibrant connection I mentioned. It's all around us, bubbling with energy and fresh perspective. It's opening our hearts and homes to the younger generations. Now, I know what you might be thinking. Young people, they're glued to their phones, speaking a different language. But hear me out. Connecting with younger folks, whether it's your own grandchildren, the kids next door, or even young adults in your community, isn't about keeping up with the latest trends, unless you want to. It's about sharing the timeless treasures you hold, your stories, your patience, your unique view of the world, and in return, receiving a wonderful dose of their vitality and hope. Think about it. Who better to appreciate a well-told story about the way things used to be than a child wide-eyed with curiosity? Or a young adult trying to understand their own place in history? My friend Arthur, 79, started simply by offering to read aloud once a week at his granddaughter's elementary school library. He didn't just read the words. He brought the characters to life with different voices, shared a little about what his school was like. Those children don't just see an old man reading. They see Arthur, the man with the twinkling eyes who makes stories magic. And Arthur, he comes home buzzing, telling me about the funny questions they ask, or the earnest little drawings they give him. It fills my cup right up, he says. It doesn't have to be formal. Maybe it's baking cookies with the grandchildren and letting them make a glorious mess. Sharing the recipe your own mother taught you. It's sitting on the porch and waving at the teenagers walking by, offering a genuine good afternoon. Until one day, they stop to chat. It's telling the young couple who just moved in down the street about the history of the old oak tree on the corner. These moments are bridges. You offer them the gift of your experience, your steadiness, your unconditional interest. And they offer you something precious too. Laughter that shakes your ribs, a sense of wonder rediscovered, and the powerful reminder that life is still unfolding, full of promise. That exchange. It's pure, mutual nourishment. And here's a beautiful secret. These connections often become wonderful two-way streets. Remember how we talked about technology being a bridge? Well, who better to help you gently navigate that new tablet or understand what streaming really means than a tech-savvy teenager or young adult? Offer them a slice of your famous apple pie in exchange for a little patient tutoring. Suddenly, you're not just learning about gadgets. You're building a relationship based on mutual respect and care. They feel valued for their knowledge, and you feel empowered and connected. It breaks down those artificial barriers between old and young, and builds something real and human. That young person helping you send an email, they might just become the one who checks in on you, shares their dreams, and makes you feel vitally relevant. So, we've journeyed through 5 beautiful ways to weave that essential thread of connection back into the fabric of our lives after 75. Reaching back to rekindle old friendships. Embracing simple technology to bridge distances. Finding your rhythm in the heartbeat of your community. Sharing your unique gifts through meaningful volunteering, and opening your world to the vibrant energy of younger generations. Look at that. 5 paths, all leading to the same beautiful destination. A life rich with belonging, purpose, and joy. It's not about adding a frantic social calendar. It's about those moments. The shared laugh over a remembered story on a video call. The comfortable silence knitting alongside a friend for a good cause. The spark in a child's eye when you share a tale from long ago. The simple good to see you at your regular coffee group. These are the moments that tell your heart, your mind, and yes, even your cells. You are seen. You are valued. You belong. The science is clear and powerful, friends. Strong social connections reduce stress, sharpen our minds, boost our immune systems, lift our spirits, and truly do add years. Vibrant, engaged years to our lives. It's not magic. It's the profound, biological power of human belonging. This connection is your secret longevity weapon, your shield against loneliness, your fountain of vitality. So, where do you begin? Pick just one thread from this tapestry that speaks to your heart today. Maybe it's digging out that old address book and sending one note. Maybe it's asking a grandchild to show you how to make a video call. Maybe it's popping into that community center coffee morning next week, just to sit and listen for a while. Maybe it's calling the library to ask about gentle volunteer opportunities. Or maybe it's simply smiling and saying hello to that young family at the park. Start small. Start where it feels warm and possible. That single step is the most important one. I'd love to hear which idea resonated most with you, or if you've already found beautiful ways to stay connected in your own life. Share your stories, your tips, or even your questions down in the comments below. Let's build a little community of support and inspiration right here. Your experience is a gift to others walking this path. If this conversation about living fully, vibrantly, and connectedly after 75 has been helpful, please give this video a thumbs up. It lets me know this matters to you. And if you haven't already, consider subscribing to the channel. We're here, together, exploring how to make every chapter of life our richest yet. Remember, my friends, your years are a crown of wisdom and experience. You have so much to give, so much to receive, and so much vibrant life still to live. Nurture your connections, cherish your place in this beautiful web of life, and never forget your incredible worth. Here's to your health, your happiness, and the powerful, life-giving joy of staying truly connected.